MRN Crew Call on MRN.com is presented by MoneyLion, the world's most powerful financial membership. MoneyLion, here we roar. And also brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Presented by MoneyLion. I'm your host, Rocko Williams, and I know two facts today. Two facts. One fact, my Wake Forest Demon Deacons are 5-0, and we're still winning. My other fact, I have two loving brothers in the studio today. They're brothers, Jeremy and Dwayne Ogles. Thank you for taking the time and hanging out with us today on Crew Call.
No Absolutely, man. Thanks for having us.
You know, drag y'all out of your busy days in preparation for Dover, you know, coming off the Roval at Charlotte, hometown race. We got to hang out with our family, loved ones, and we got to compete in our hometown state, you know. In a nutshell, you know, how was the Roval for you guys as your teams? First of all, I'm sorry, let me let you know what teams they're on. Penske Racing Brothers, we have one representing Brad Keselowski as a beast mode tire carrier, another tire changer for our Paul Menard and the Wood Brothers, right?
Yes, sir.
You know why I call that beast mode tire carrier, you know?
I guess so, yeah. I'll take it. I appreciate that.
It takes a lot to drop those two tires off. But, guys, in a nutshell, how was the Roval for your individual teams?
For us as a two-car, you know, we kind of we got to the racetrack knowing we were just a couple points from being locked in, so we knew we just needed to go there. No mistakes, solid day, and that's kind of what we did. We got our stage points early and then locked ourselves in essentially to the next round, so we kind of Paul played a couple different strategies trying to get back up front, and that's what we did. And on pit road, we gave Brad a couple spots and just let him handle it from there, and came away with a fifth, so it was a good day.
I would call that a good day. Good and hot day.
Exactly.
Our day was pretty good. We're not in the same scenario they are right now. Obviously, we're not in the chase, but so we just kind of show up every week and just try to control what we control and just do the best pit stops that we can. And we have a lot of pride in that. So we just showed up, had a great day on pit road. We had some good strategy going, and we should have cycled back out about 10th. But we got wrecked a little bit at the end, and that kind of hurt our strategy. So I think we ended up 16th. So we've been running. We've had a couple good top 10s lately and stuff. So 16th was okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had good pit stops, so we were happy with that.
That's all that matters sometimes, just good pit stops. And I'm glad that you two, representing two different teams, are in this room, because you did bring up a good point. You are in the playoffs,
right? And
you guys aren't in the playoffs at the same time. That doesn't mean anything. All those cars are on the track. You still are competing. You still want to perform well. And at the end of the day, you know, I would say the stress might be a little bit more to the two cars as opposed to the 21.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But at the same time, that doesn't mean you have a day off.
Yeah. I mean, you got to show up and perform no matter where you're at. Yeah, it just is what it is, performance industry.
I mean, everybody that goes out there every Sunday is a competitor. So, I mean, anybody who shows up at the racetrack is going to want to do their best job. So
let's take a look how it looks from the slaw cam. I was out there at the Roval, and slaw cam was kicking in full effect. So let's take a look at how it looked from the slaw cam's eyes.
You couldn't make this look that good. You couldn't make it in there. Give us a high five. Yeah. Good.
And, of course, it ends with Chase Elliott in victory lane at the same time. You know a lot of those guys out there on pit road. You know how competitive it is on pit road. You know, setting up What were your thoughts initially? You know, I mean, the weather was nice starting out, but then when that sun came out, it got hot really quick, right?
It was brutal. Yeah, it was. So it was what, mid-90s that day?
It was.
And then we were in Vegas a couple weeks ago, and I think it was 105. And I told my guys it felt hotter Sunday, I guess probably from the humidity, than it did when it was 105 in Vegas. It was just, it was hot.
No doubt. You just couldn't get away. I mean, there in the middle of the race, the clouds were out a little bit to hide you from the sun, but, man, when that sun came back through, you couldn't get away from it. And it was, I had a red face that night for sure.
Hey, guys, don't let these two individuals' cool demeanor fool you. All right, there's a lot to be peeled back, and we're going to do that when we come back and more with MRN Crew Call.
What's up? Vaughn Gittin Jr. here. How would you like the keys to a 700 horsepower custom-built Ford Mustang RTR designed by none other than NASCAR champ Joey Logano, the RTR design team, and me? It's one of 3 Mustangs you could win in the MoneyLion Here We Roar sweepstakes. How do you enter? Just text ROAR to 95615 or visit roarsweepstakes.moneylion.com.
No purchase necessary. Instant 2019. Must be 18 or older. For official sweepstake rules, visit roarsweepstakes.moneylion.com.
It wasn't just built to be a museum. It was built to be a shrine to the history, heritage, and future of the sport we love. Visit the NASCAR Hall of Fame and see how Petty, Earnhardt, and hundreds of other NASCAR legends became heroes. Watch their most electrifying moments, experience realistic racing simulators, and much more. Plan a trip to the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. Tickets at NASCARHall.com. NASCAR Hall of Fame. This is our sport. This is our house.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away 1 set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
And we're back to MRN Crew Call presented by MoneyLion. I have the loving brother Ogles brothers in the house with Jeremy and Dwayne representing the number 2 car and the number 21 car respectively. Guys, hey, we have Dover coming up next. And I didn't like Dover until I won Dover my first time. You know, you get to Dover, it's always raining, but whatever the case may be. Yeah. we don't want to go there. I want to talk about where you're from. You know, where are you guys from? How did you get into racing?
We're originally from Hoover, Alabama, right outside of Birmingham. So,
Bama boys.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, love some Alabama football. But
roll damn Tide.
That's right.
I grew up drag racing, and I always worked on my street cars, and I was always going to the drag strip and stuff, and hanging out in the local performance shops. And actually moved up here. Went to University of Alabama, Birmingham, for about a year. And school just wasn't for me at that point, wasn't very focused. So moved up here to try to pursue a career in drag racing, NHRA type stuff. And just from kind of hanging around my buddies, or my friends now, that were here to get into NASCAR and hanging out with them and having a beer on the weekends and watching the races, kind of got into that because most of them started getting jobs in NASCAR.
Pause that right there. How old were you at the time?
I was fresh out of high school. I was probably 19.
So how old were you at the time, and what were you doing?
So I was probably, if you're 19, I was 14, 15, just getting into high school. And like he said, you know, he was very into cars and things like that, and I would watch him, you know, go piddle on his car or whatever, but I was more into, you know, sports side of things.
You
I
were
was
the stick and
baseball,
baller.
football, golf, you know. So that was my kind of deal, but so I was doing that through high school while he was kind of doing his deal.
So it wasn't the little brother following the big brother's footsteps at that time.
No, not
at that
exactly.
point. Not yet.
Not exactly.
Did y'all get along at that time? Because I did not get along with my siblings.
He beat on me pretty good when
beat
I
him
was
up
younger.
pretty good
Yeah,
when he was younger.
He went not
Really?
so, not
And
so
then I moved
loving
away,
brothers.
you know, and then after that, he moved up here, and it was all good.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting back, so all of your friends
Yep.
are in the sport, right?
So at that time, the big school was to go to was the 5x5 on Pit Crew U program in Mooresville. So they were going through this program because that was the big thing to get on a pit road at that time was to go through that program. And it was very easier to get in the sport back then than it is now. And just by getting out and knowing people on the weekends, hanging out at different local spots, they would get interviews and get pit crew tryouts, and they got a great job making good money pit crewing. So I said, man, I was working at a dealership at that time, and I hated the dealership. And I told my boss, hey, I want to pursue this. And he happened to be a big NASCAR fan. So he said, man, just clock in and clock out whenever you need to, and go and practice and do what you need to do. So,
yeah, you don't get that too often.
Yeah.
And this is our MoneyLion financial crew chief, and we like to focus on occupations outside of racing because, our time is numbered, a lot longer than a lot of stick and ball sports, but I mean, you can make a good living for 10, 15, 20 years as an athlete, but that won't last forever. You can get hit by a car.
Yep.
We are playing human Frogger out there, guys. You can't get hit by a car, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, well, yeah. You'll see why. I'm looking at him like that later on in this show. But you can't get hit by a car. Tomorrow's never promised for us, so you have to think about the future in that. And you've taken a fondness to the real estate, and actually, I call it a lick because Charlotte is growing so fast. And I call it a transplant city. That's how I like to look at it because it seems like everyone you meet is not from Charlotte. Yeah. They're from somewhere else. I'm from somewhere else. You guys are from somewhere else. And it's like that all around. Go to a Panthers game. You'll see that. So real estate has to be booming.
Real estate's great right now, especially around, even outside the Charlotte area, Huntersville, Cornelius, Mooresville area, which we're more familiar with up around the lake area.
So both of y'all live around the lake?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Y'all lake boys.
Yes.
Bougie,
love the
guys.
lake. Oh, no.
Not quite on it. Not quite there yet.
Across the street, I can see it.
Exactly.
No,
close enough.
No, great point that you're doing that. Well, how did you get it? How do you even juggle that schedule of working full-time race team and real estate?
So I got into it, like you said, as a backup plan because we're never promised tomorrow whether you get hit or, you're always hearing about rule changes about the sport of the pit crew stuff. So I wanted to set myself up ahead of time. So I was well versed in the real estate stuff once my time came to be done pitting. So I lucked out, and a guy I used to work with at Roush opened up his own firm, and he sold my house for me, and we just started conversating back and forth about real estate.
But you're confusing me because you said once I'm done pitting, you're still pitting.
Yeah, I know. I always look ahead. But so he is out of racing now, and obviously I'm still in it. So he understands my schedule, and he's okay with me being a part-time broker, which most brokerages want you to be full-time. And most of my clients are friends, family, coworkers, or referrals. So all of those people understand, hey, Dwayne's got a 7 to 4 job. He can pretty much either go close my house or show me a house during lunch or after 4 or on his off days of Monday and Friday. It's worked out. It's been great. I really enjoy doing it, and
it's not work for you, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I love doing it. Just helping first-time home buyers and seeing somebody, a new guy to a team or a new pit crew guy, finally make it and start making money and can afford to buy their first house. That's really cool to go through that process and see that happen. So
it's funny you bring up a point that I just had with my recruits. I train athletes as well coming into the sport, and we had a talk about what you do at the racetrack prior to the race. And I said one of the things that I used to do was put those headphones on as soon as I got there to start running my tires because I was tired of hearing everybody talk about what houses they're buying, what boats they're buying. I'm like, dude, I'm about to compete against you, man. We're about to go to battle pretty soon. I don't want to know what you bought or what area you're moving to, but that consumes pre-race for us and crew members, so I can just imagine your Rolodex of guys, and not even that, if I was a crew member and I needed to buy a house, which we all do and we move so much, you would be one of the first guys.
Yep, that's how it happens. It's just a snowball effect, I don't really advertise myself. If I close a house, I'll just kind of put it on social media, and they say, hey, man, Dwayne's doing real estate now, and everybody wants to use somebody that they can trust and somebody they know, and they want to help a friend. So
I won't even put you on the spot and ask you if you sold your brother his house. We'll just act like you did. And
he wasn't quite in it at that point. But we'll just say it for fun.
We've got the Ogle brothers, in the house, and not only do they sell houses and change tires and dodge cars, they play with their tires. And you can play with your tires too. All you have to do is go to HerculesTires.com/MRN, and you can register for a chance to win a free set of Hercules tires from HerculesTires.com. All you have to do is go and register. We'll be right back with more from the Ogles brothers, and we're going to delve into what makes them so successful as crew members.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away one set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
The race to the championship is coming through the desert. It's the Blue Green Vacations 500 NASCAR semifinal race weekend at Phoenix's ISM Raceway. Now, after a $178 million modernization project, it's more personal than ever, with access that gets you into the infield and NASCAR garages and even closer to the cars and drivers. Don't miss the Blue Green Vacations 500 semifinal race weekend at ISM Raceway, November 8th through the 10th. Lock in your seats now at ismraceway.com.
At the Goddard School, teachers customize lessons so children can explore their interests, have fun, and learn the skills they need for success in school and beyond. From infant sign language to pre-K students tackling STEAM learning, our Flex Learning Program or Fun Learning Experience is grounded in research that shows the most genuine learning occurs when children are having fun. Our teachers leverage this through lessons inspired by children's imaginations. To enroll, visit GoddardSchool.com. The Goddard School, learning for fun, learning for life.
Getting Schooled is presented by the Goddard School, the best childhood preparation for social and academic success. Visit GoddardSchool.com for more information. The Goddard School, learning for fun, learning for life. And you don't know anything about that yet, Dwayne, Well, no, Jeremy.
Jeremy don't.
Dwayne, which one's Jeremy? Which one's Dwayne? Yeah.
Big Germ.
Big Germ. Yeah, you don't know nothing about that yet.
No kids yet.
No kids yet.
Yet.
If you're lucky, you might get some,
I might.
Oh, no, you need to smile a little bit more at the track. You're too serious sometimes,
I'm
man.
There to, like you just said earlier, I'm there to do my job, man. Just keep my head down and compete. So
you agree with me with that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way. About an hour before the race, my headphones go in too, and
They used to make fun of me with that, because I had the big over-the-ear headphones like this.
Yeah, I go in here.
I wanted you to know I had headphones on.
Yeah.
I do not want to talk to you.
I don't want to talk.
That's fair.
I'm gluing tires on. You can't mistake these headphones. Anyways, let's see where y'all were pitted at, because I want to get schooled, and I want to know what makes you guys elite athletes. The 2 car was in pit box 10, and the 21 was in 21. So y'all both had, you had an opening behind you. Then you had the 4 right there behind you. And the 2 car, you had the 96 behind you and the 00 behind you.
Right, yeah.
And so when you came down pit road, it being a roval, I'm pretty sure you came on your own. Or did y'all jump the cautions a lot? Which strategy did y'all use?
We were open in, open out pretty much all day. If I remember right, I don't think we had to come around anybody or go out around anybody. So it was because we were under green flag a couple times. And then, it was good stall.
What is the competition like? You're on the two champions, past champions, great athletes. The 22, past champions, great athletes. Then you have Blaney's crew, up and coming. Great athletes on that pit crew. Oh, yeah. And then the brother team with the Wood brothers, same thing, great athletes. So do you all practice? Explain to me that relationship or how that works. Does everybody practice on the complex? Does the Wood brothers, do they practice somewhere else? Treat me like a fan. How does that work?
So we have an indoor practice facility, and
oh yeah.
So that's
we didn't
nice.
mention that. It's not just an indoor practice facility. They have the Taj Mahal of racing.
Electric practice car.
So on a normal day, it's all 4 teams, all 4 cup teams are in there. So the 21 guys are there as well, but. Like you were saying about the talent we have in our building, man, it's incredible. The 22 is a great group of vets, and then the 12 guys, they're also awesome. But that's what makes it so great with having 4 talented groups in there. You're pushing one another every day. You especially see that on our competition Wednesday day that we do. every week. Trent will come up with something different. Some
Trent,
different.
who's Trent?
Coach Trent Cherry is our pit coach over at Penske. So he comes up with some kind of wild competition every Wednesday. And,
I can imagine.
Just tries to mix it up, but we all go so hard that day, and just that's what makes, I think, all our teams so good is we just push each other so hard.
How did he handle it when you came out and said that you were the best tire carrier at Penske and you ruffled a lot of those guys' feathers?
He just agreed. No, I don't know, man. That's a tough statement for me to make. I like to think I'm right up there with all those guys for sure, but Wade Moore at our place is very good. Dylan Dowell that came in right when I did on the 22, super, talented, and then Jesse Mills on the 21 car, just like kid doesn't miss. So that's 4 studs right there, I'd like to think. So
when you came in at Penske, were you always a starter?
No, so I came in, I was, 2011, somewhere in there is kind of where I initially got hired at Penske. Brian Holland was there at the time, and he got me some truck deals, and Brad was starting his truck team, so I pitted some Blaney stuff on that truck, and then did some Xfinity, nationwide then on the 22 car. And
did you win the championship with that truck?
No.
Not that year?
No,
okay.
And so I was a backup on the 2012 championship car with Brad, and old Scotty Reiniger retired after that year, just went out on top, and so they...
Man, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah,
oh, man.
I think he just disappeared into the woods up in Boone or something.
Say it one more time. Let me hear it.
Scotty Reiniger.
Hey.
So they gave me a shot in 2013 to carry front tires for old Ben Brown. You probably remember that name too. And I'll tell you what, that guy was huge in my career. He really showed me how to approach a race day, all those kind of things. So, and then from then on, been on the 2 car from then. So been a good 7 years.
What about you, Dwayne?
Oh God.
Were you a starter the whole time? Well, first of all, you've been with several teams. You started up, was it Petty's?
No. I started at Roush.
Roush.
Got my start at Roush. Did an Xfinity car for about half a year, and then I moved up to the 6 Cup car with David Reagan. We had a great crew on that car, and we eventually moved to the 99 and pitted Carl Edwards for 2 or 3 years, and then tied for the championship with Tony. So then after that,
how did that feel?
Oh man, that was heartbreaking.
It's
that was
probably
horrible.
worse now.
Yeah,
like at the time, you still have the idea, well, we can win another one or whatever. But then when time passes and you don't win another one, or you don't win as many as you probably could have, that one probably stings a little bit more.
It's so tough to even get that chance to even run or be in Homestead for a chance to run for a championship, much less these days win a race.
Yep.
And I think we talk about that a lot. Like, we've been very fortunate, had great careers to win as many races in different series.
Having great careers. You keep saying had like you're up out of here, man.
No, I'm just saying it's been great. And then you look at some guys that are out there on pit road for many, many years and never win a race, And so to think about it, it's very humbling. So yeah, I started at Roush, did the 6 and the 99, did the 21, and did Ricky Stenhouse's Xfinity car for 2 years, won 2 championships with Ricky, and then moved over and did the 43 for Almirola at Petty's for a year, and then I was lucky enough to get recruited by Trent in 2013.
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah, 2013.
Yeah.
And moved over there to do the 22 Xfinity car. Did a good job. Moved up to the 2 Cup car.
Yeah.
Did a crappy job. Got kicked off the 2 Cup car. And then back to the Xfinity car, and then did back up for him on the 2 car for a little while. Moved back to the 2 car.
Yes.
So it's
you've been bouncing around.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster career. But.
And explain crappy job, because it's not a crappy job. It's just you say it's crappy job, but when you're working for a team like Penske, they're so meticulous on how they scrutinize every single thing that you do, because we're working in tenths of a second.
The standard is just so high, and like I said, a roller coaster a minute ago. You can be doing great for weeks and weeks, and you can have a slump for whatever reason it is, and they don't let those slumps go on for very long. There's always that next hungry guy under you or on another team, and they'll make changes, whatever they have to do to give the best pit stops and keep the car running up front.
See, you say that, but from my experience on the outside looking in, it seems like Penske and Trent Cherry's guys and his crews were always there. Turnover rate wasn't really high. Whether you got replaced off a team, you went to another team in the house.
Yes, and that's the Xfinity program's always been there to kind of.
Guys don't leave.
No, we don't. No, and like I said, when you get pulled off, it's almost like they'll put you back on the Xfinity car to get your stuff right because they know that you're a great tire changer. They believe in you. That's the reason they brought you over there. And then you just work your way back up. And then so it was on the Xfinity car and did a good job and moved my way back up to the 21 Cup car, and it's been good ever since. That's
great. I mean, that's a great feeling to have, to know that you can have some hiccups, you can have some bumps in the road, and it's not over.
Right.
There's a system and a plan in place to get you to where you need to be. Sure. And y'all have the resources to do that. So, I commend everybody at Penske and their management, Trent Cherry personally, for having the fortitude and the foresight to not only recruit good athletes, but to manage them very, very well. And when I say manage them, I'm talking about the Ogles brothers in the studio with us on MRN Crew Call. My favorite part of the show, my Clutch Coffee performance of the week is coming up next. It could be fairly obvious who's going to win it. And I want to talk Bubba and fighting a little bit, too, when we come back with MRN Crew Call.
Did you know that banks collected over $15 billion in unnecessary bank fees last year? Come on, enough is enough. It's time we took back control of our finances. That's why MoneyLion is proud to bring you the Financial Crew Chief and to be a NASCAR sponsor. Look, no one knows more about hard work and pursuing their dreams than NASCAR fans, drivers, and teams. So we want to bring you the kind of banking that the big banks would never build, with features like zero-fee checking and zero-fee investment accounts. And because life is also meant for a join, with MoneyLion, NASCAR fans get even more. We're giving away 1,500 NASCAR tickets to our members this year. Plus, you can get 5% cash back on NASCAR tickets, at-track purchases, and all purchases at NASCAR.com. Learn more at MoneyLion.com or download our app. This is America's most powerful financial membership. MoneyLion. Here we roar.
Clutch Coffee Bar in Mooresville, North Carolina is redefining the drive-thru coffee game in Race City, USA. The Clutch experience is fast, friendly, and delicious. Quality drinks and unmatched customer service is the name of the game. Clutch Coffee Bar offers signature lattes and mochas, custom flavor-infused energy drinks, smoothies, and more. Over 25 flavors, there's something for everyone. Visit our 2 locations in Mooresville, 356 Williamson Road and 154 West Plaza Drive. Open daily from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Power up today with Clutch Coffee Bar.
We're back with MRN Crew Call, presented by MoneyLion, the Clutch Coffee Bar Performance of the Week Award. Drum roll, please. It is the 9 car of Chase Elliott. My boys representing well for the road course at the Roval. Nick Odell, front tire changer. Chad Averett, rear tire changer. Tyler Simke, wild man on the jack. Jared Earthsparmer, the man of few words, tire carrier, and John Giannato, our Italian stallion on the fuel man. That's a name that he gave himself. That's not what I call him. Congratulations, guys, from the number 9 Hendrick Motorsports Cup car for your victory and your clutch performance this week at the Roval. They wrecked. Yeah. Went straight into turn 1, into the tire barrier. Didn't have too much damage. Was able to, work it out, come all the way back and win. Have you ever had a wreck to a win experience like that?
Not that, but it looked familiar to last year's.
Yeah, they drove
when we went
like
off
that.
into the same tires. I can tell you that.
Yes, it did. Congratulations, guys. They did really well. I want to talk a little bit more about what makes us so clutch. And, I have a video that you can't live down, I'm sure, Jeremy, and it's the video from, I think it was California.
Pocono.
It was Pocono.
Yeah.
And Human Frogger to his existence. Can we play that video and I'm just going to talk over it, while we play it, because you have to see this, because my boy, it's Brad K's Wild Ride. Number 1 is you did it. That could have been really bad as he's coming in here and we're watching. Boom! What were you thinking, man? Can you tell me what you're thinking?
Man, I've told a good few people, actually, and I feel bad saying this, but I feel like if Braxton doesn't get hit in that moment, I probably don't jump. Because being right in front of the car, it's really hard to judge, the speed they're coming in or whatever. You're just so used to looking down that windshield, and I saw him jump, and I said, I better get up too.
I hate to revisit things like this, but I just wanted to know because I've always wanted to ask you that. What were you thinking right there?
Yeah, I better get my little chunky self up.
Well, the funniest is Hunter starts.
He starts pointing at my
tire. Go
tire.
get the tire. What are you doing?
Well, I'm well aware where my tire is, Hunter. So we joke about that all the time.
Man,
thank goodness we were both okay. Brad, apologized and he came over the radio. Actually, kind of funny story, and asked Paul. He says, are the guys okay? Mm-hmm. And Paul says, yeah, Brad, about as okay as they can be for just getting run over by a 3,400-pound race car. So, and Brad just got it.
Man, I appreciate that because I've always wanted to know that. And I'm not done with our videos here. I'm going to show some love to our Paul Menard guys, as well, because number 3, we show our video number 3, the tire catch. This was just so amazing to me.
Yeah. Bristol.
You remember this at Bristol?
Yeah.
This was crazy. The tire carrier runs out. He has his tire hit by the 31. It hits the wall full speed, and as it's bouncing in midair coming back on pit road, catches it.
And that's a liner tire.
Yeah, that's one of the heavy ones.
What, 80 pounds?
By far one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. A little luck involved with that.
Yeah. It's got to take the right bounce.
It's got to take the right bounce, but
be there to catch it.
Good thing it did.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I want to keep it real with you, okay?
All right.
We've had a little altercation on pit road. A lot of people are giving a lot of flack for Bubba Wallace and Alex Bowman. And, they call that disrespectful. It wasn't classy. I get it. At the same time, what happened on the track wasn't actually classy as well.
Sure.
And Bubba came a long ways away to kind of hit Alex Bowman. I remember back in high school when I knew a fight was coming, first thing I would do is play sick, okay? I would act like I'm hurt, or I'd put my glasses on.
Yeah.
So, what Alex Bowman did, I call the equivalent to putting your glasses on right before a fight. Hey, don't hit me.
Playing possum a little bit.
Yeah. And he didn't do anything, that bad. It was water. And we like that, right? If you want to see a real fight, you might be able to relate to this if you remember Texas 2015.
Oh, yeah,
you remember that?
I remember this.
That's when Brad Kay came at Jeff Gordon. Yeah. And, they had words, and water wasn't thrown. Watch this. When he says this,
he kind of got helped into this one a little bit.
And he gets pushed in the back, and he gets pushed in the forward, but then the crew comes.
Here it comes. What is it? Harvick.
Harvick. Yeah,
instigating
it. Wait for it. There it goes. That's the push. Oh,
and there it goes.
Man, now that's a fight. There's no water bottles being thrown there. There's nothing. And you see me right there. Oh yeah. There it is. There. And where you at? Where are you at?
We were way on the other end of pit road. We're breaking our box down.
Exactly. That's how well trained Penske athletes are, because the Hendrick ones are right there in that fight.
In the scrum. Yeah. Wow.
Hey. That's what I call a fight. What is your serious opinion on that? I mean, did you have a problem with it or
on
what?
the Bubba thing or this past one? I didn't mind it, honestly, man. I actually heard today. I was kind of curious what built up to it. I know he kind of wrecked him at the Roval or whatnot, but I guess in Richmond they got into it too. So
it was a build up. It seemed
like you said, it was a little water or Powerade or whatever it was, but. It didn't hurt the guy. I get he was down and getting attention, so I can see where people would be a little angry at that, but I didn't have that big of a deal with it.
I didn't either, man. As we head to Dover, is there anything that you can do? Any goals, any plans? How does your team prepping you for this week, for both of y'all, as we go into Dover? It's the second round of the playoffs for your team, and with your retired driver. How are y'all handling that towards the end of the year?
Going into Dover, the biggest thing is tight wheels. Trent's already told us, the Wednesday competition tomorrow, it will be us focused on tight wheels. Yeah. So that's a big issue there, just like it is at Bristol and Vegas, so that's notorious.
Do they really set your cars up to the exact specifications as race?
They try to get as close as they can. Yeah, I mean, you want to get a good look. I mean, I kind of relate it to, you don't go, practice football on a 35-yard wide field. I mean, it's you want to get a good race day look. So, like you said, we're going to focus on tight wheels and you just try to get off to a good start in this second round, and try to gain some points and give yourself a bigger cushion. I mean, we still want to go out there and compete, do fast stops, and help our track position and our driver where we can. But we just got to make sure we can't come down for a loose wheel or anything. So
I'm trying to play some sibling rivalry between the two of y'all, and I just can't seem to get it, man. Y'all just seem to love each other so much.
Yeah. Now that we've grown up a little bit, we don't beat on each other too much. But
y'all make me sick.
Nah,
I used to fight my brother.
I'll tell you, back when he was on the '99 car, and I was just doing that Xfinity car there at Penske, we were winning a bunch in that 22, discount tire car or whatever. So I would give him flack all the time about not winning cup races, and he would say my wins only counted for half. So there's competition there for sure.
Man, you guys are doing really well, in your respective teams. I shouldn't say that because it all is Penske. It's one team, one dream. Sure. I know you're fighting for a championship. I know you're trying to send your driver out the best way that you can.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Yeah. So with that being said, I wish y'all best of luck. Is there anything else you want to do? Let's shout out your teammates. Who's all on your team who's not here?
Yeah, Hunter Massling changes front tires. We got our Jackman, Braxton Brannon, Jake Seminara changes rear tires, and then we have Nick Hensley, our fuel man. So good squad. I think all of us except for Jake have been together for 5-6 years now. So Jake came in last year and helped the team. So
that's pretty important, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Camaraderie's great. And I think that's what helps make our team tick too. We all get along, at the racetrack and away from the racetrack. So good group.
What about your guys who aren't here?
Brandon Linker is kind of up-and-coming guy. He's our front changer. Pat Gray's same way, great athlete, used to play football. He's our jackman, and he is awesome.
Yeah.
I've heard his name a lot.
He is really
as
good.
far as up-and-coming crew members.
He's doing a good job.
I've heard his name a lot.
Jesse Mills is our front carrier. I think Jeremy talked a little bit about him earlier.
Yep.
And then our gas man is Justin Reisman. He came over from the 43 car. Big old outdoorsy hippie guy, but he's a great gas man.
Yeah.
We like having a good time with him. So,
shouts out to the crew members who couldn't be here today on MRN Crew Call with over here the Ogles brothers. At the same time, is there anything you want to leave us with? You got a little tagline or anything?
No, just go to Dover, do what we can.
How about we say go Deeks? Look in the camera when you say.
Or roll tide.
Roll damn tide.
Roll tide.
Go Deeks.
Go with that.
Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Hey, thank you for joining us. The Ogles brothers, Jeremy and Dwayne, representing Penske Racing. Thank y'all, and good luck in Dover.
Thank you.
Sir, thank you.